Welcome to the Trading Psychology, a channel dedicated to mastering your mind before you master the markets. Let me start with a question: why does trading feel so easy when you're studying charts, but impossibly hard the moment real money is on the line? You know the setup, you know the rule, yet your finger hesitates, your heart races, and your plan disappears in a storm of emotion, as Jesse Livermore once said. The game of speculation is the most uniformly fascinating game in the world, but it is not a game for the stupid, the mentally lazy, or the get-rich-quick adventurer. And Benjamin Graham reminded us, in the short run, the market is a voting machine, but in the long run, it is a weighing machine. Still, most traders behave like voters, reacting to emotion, noise, and the illusion of control. Research from Barber and Odeon in the Journal of Finance revealed a painful truth: traders who believe they know better tend to perform worse. So maybe the real challenge isn't the market, maybe it's you, your fear, your greed, your overconfidence. In this video, we'll uncover why you keep losing trades even when you know exactly what to do, and more importantly, how to stop and stay until the end, because we've prepared a practical mindset exercise you can start using right after this session. Like, subscribe, and share the Trading Psychology with traders who, just like you, are ready to win the battle within. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Control. You plan the perfect trade, your setup is clean, your signal is clear, and your conviction is strong. You press buy, believing this time will be different, but moments later, the market turns against you, and the familiar sting of frustration hits. You tell yourself, I did everything right, why does it always go wrong? That's the illusion of control, the belief that with enough skill or preparation, you can command an unpredictable world. It's the most dangerous comfort a trader can have. Humphrey B. Neal once wrote, "The market is never wrong, opinions often are." It's a brutal reminder that no matter how certain you feel, the market owes you nothing. Mark Douglas took it even further in Trading in the Zone. The desire for control is the enemy of adaptability. Every time you cling to your analysis, your bias, or your expectation, you lose the flexibility that real trading demands. The best traders don't control outcomes, they control themselves. Psychologist Ellen Langer's classic study, Illusion of Control, Cognitive Bias in Risk Assessment, 1975, Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, proved how deeply we overestimate our influence over random events. In her experiments, participants felt more confident when they could choose dice or pick their lottery ticket, even though the odds never changed. Sound familiar? Every time you believe your entry, your system, or your conviction can bend the market, you're living the same illusion. So how do you break free from this mental trap? Before every trade, take a pause, just 30 seconds. On a notepad, divide the page in two. On one side, write what's truly under your control, your risk size, your stop loss, your emotional state. On the other, write what isn't, the market's reaction, the timing, the outcome. Then read the first list out loud slowly and breathe. It sounds simple, but it's a reset ritual that separates clarity from chaos. Because here's the truth: the market doesn't punish you for being wrong, it punishes you for needing to be right. The moment you release that need, you stop fighting the market and start flowing with it. Control isn't power, awareness is, and in trading, awareness is the only edge that never fades. Chapter 2. Emotional Hijack. Fear and FOMO. You see the market breaking out, candles shooting higher, traders cheering online, and suddenly, your pulse quickens. You weren't planning to enter, but your fingers move on their own. You click buy, convinced this is your moment. Then, seconds later, the price reverses, your heart drops, and you whisper, why did I do that? That's not intuition, that's emotional hijack. In trading, fear and FOMO aren't just emotions, they're invisible hands guiding your worst decisions. Warren Buffett once said, if you can learn to stay calm while others panic, you will profit. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest skills in markets built on chaos. The moment fear enters, logic exits. Brett Steenbarger in the Daily Trading Coach warned, your mind will always try to protect you from uncertainty, even when uncertainty is where profit lives. That's the paradox. Your brain thinks it's saving you by avoiding pain, but in truth, it's sabotaging your ability to act rationally. A study by Kunin and Knutson, Neural Correlates of Fear in Financial Decision-Making, 2005, Neuron, revealed that when traders face risk, the brain's fear centers, particularly the amygdala, light up before they even make a decision. In other words, your body reacts before your mind can think. You're not making a trading choice, you're making an emotional escape, and every panic entry, every rushed exit, is your nervous system trying to protect you from discomfort, not from loss. So how do you break that spell? Next time you feel the urge to jump in or out, just pause. 10 seconds, that's all. In those 10 seconds, label what's happening. This is fear, or this is FOMO. Then, take one slow breath. Watch how the intensity fades as soon as you name it. You'll realize it's not the market pulling you, it's your mind pushing you. Because here's the truth: markets don't punish hesitation, They punish blindness. The traders who survive aren't the fastest or the boldest, they're the ones who can feel fear. Acknowledge it, and still wait for clarity. Mastering your emotion doesn't mean removing it, it means recognizing when it's trying to trade for you, when you can see fear without obeying it. You stop being the market's victim and start becoming its observer. Chapter 3, Overconfidence, the silent killer. It always starts the same way: a few good trades, a streak of profits, and suddenly, you feel untouchable. Charts look clearer, setups look obvious, you start believing you've cracked the code. Then one trade goes wrong, you double down, convinced you're still right, and just like that, confidence turns into arrogance. And arrogance turns into loss. The silent killer of traders isn't fear, it's overconfidence. Paul Tudor Jones once warned, "It's not what you don't know that kills you, it's what you know for sure that just ain't so." That's the essence of overconfidence: mistaking luck for mastery, mistaking a few wins for understanding. Ray Dalio put it bluntly in Principles. Ego is the biggest account killer in trading. When your ego takes the driver's seat, humility gets left behind, and without humility, you stop learning, which means the market will soon remind you who's boss. The classic study by Kruger and Dunning, The Dunning-Kruger Effect, Misjudgment of One's Own Competence, 1999, Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, revealed a striking truth: the less people know, the more confident they become. In trading, this effect is magnified. After a winning streak, your brain rewires itself, dopamine spikes, risk perception dulls, and you begin to believe you've figured it out. But markets punish certainty. Every overconfident decision is a setup for a lesson in humility. So how do you keep your feet on the ground when your account starts to rise? Try this after every profitable week. Don't celebrate first. Instead, review your past losses. Look at each one and ask, what assumption did I make here that wasn't true? Write it down. Then, take a moment to note any trade where you were sure and the market proved you wrong. Keep these notes in a humility log. It's not self-criticism, it's protection. It's your safeguard against the illusion that you're invincible. Because here's the truth: markets don't destroy traders, ego does. The ones who survive aren't the most confident, but the most self-aware. Confidence without reflection is arrogance. Confidence built on humility is mastery. The next time you feel unstoppable, pause and remind yourself, the market rewards awareness, not bravado. The moment you think you've conquered it, that's the moment it starts conquering you. Chapter 4, Self-Sabotage and the Comfort Zone. You tell yourself you want to grow, to finally become consistent, yet somehow, you keep repeating the same mistakes, the same impulsive entries, the same early exits, the same patterns of frustration. It's not bad luck, it's self-sabotage. Most traders don't blow up because they can't trade. They blow up because deep down, they're addicted to the familiar pain of losing. It feels safe, predictable. It's the comfort zone disguised as effort. James Clear once wrote, "You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." And that's the brutal truth of trading. Your results always follow your habits, not your hopes. You can have the best goals in the world, but if your daily actions are designed around emotional comfort instead of progress, you'll unconsciously return to mediocrity. Ari Kiev warned the same: in trading to win, we sabotage success when we subconsciously fear what change might demand of us. Growth means letting go of who you were, and that's terrifying, even if who you were kept losing. The classic study, Self-Handicapping in Performance Settings, Jones and Burglas, 1978, Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, revealed how people intentionally create obstacles to protect their ego. When we fear failure, we'd rather fail for a reason than face the truth that we're not yet skilled enough. Traders do this every day: skipping journal reviews, ignoring stop losses, chasing just one more trade. These aren't mistakes, they're defense mechanisms to avoid confronting the discomfort of real growth. So try this shift: instead of asking, "Why do I keep losing?" ask, "What emotion am I protecting?" Maybe losing gives you relief, the pressure lifts once you're out. Maybe you cling to patterns that feel familiar because change feels unsafe. Awareness is your weapon. Once you see the emotional comfort behind your sabotage, you can start replacing it one small action at a time. Review your trades daily, even when it's painful. That's how new habits form, through friction, not ease. Because here's the knife-edge truth: success isn't blocked by failure, it's blocked by comfort. The market doesn't care how hard you try, only how willing you are to evolve. Every time you avoid discomfort, you choose the same future again. The moment you stop seeking comfort and start seeking clarity, that's when real transformation begins. Chapter 5, Rebuilding Psychological Discipline. You think discipline means control, forcing yourself to obey rules, suppress emotions, and act like a robot, but that's not discipline. That's tension disguised as strength. Real discipline isn't about control, it's about awareness. It's the ability to act with clarity, not compulsion. Most traders fail not because They lack a plan, but because they lose themselves in the storm of their own emotions, you can't control the market, but you can learn to not be controlled by your reactions to it. Seykota once said, discipline is not about suppression, it's about alignment, and that's the essence of mastery, not fighting your emotions, but aligning your actions with your purpose. The best traders aren't those who feel nothing, they're the ones who feel everything and still stay centered. Denise Shull, in Market Mind Games, explained it perfectly. The goal is not to eliminate emotion, but to master it. Your emotions aren't enemies, they're signals. Data from your inner world, telling you what you're attached to, what you fear, and where your bias hides. The research supports this, in emotional regulation and decision-making. Gross, 2002, Psychological Inquiry. Studies revealed that people who can consciously regulate their emotional states rather than suppress them make significantly better long-term decisions. Suppression clouds clarity, awareness sharpens it. In trading, that means you can't build consistency by ignoring your feelings. You build it by noticing them, naming them, and acting only when you're grounded enough to decide clearly. So here's a small shift that changes everything. Before each trade, pause and check your inner state. Ask yourself, am I calm, focused, or chasing something? Rate your emotional clarity from 1 to 10. If it's below 7, don't trade, because that's not the market giving you a signal, that's your mind asking for attention. And when you honor that awareness, discipline stops feeling like effort. It becomes part of your identity. Here's the knife-edge truth: discipline isn't built through force, it's built through awareness. Anyone can follow rules when markets are calm, but real traders stay composed when chaos hits. They don't suppress emotion, they ride above it. The market rewards those who can stay detached without being numb, aware without being anxious. The moment you stop fighting your emotions and start understanding them, that's when discipline stops being a burden and becomes your greatest edge. Conclusion: mastering the inner game. Every losing trade feels like a failure, a broken plan, a missed signal, a poor decision. But look deeper, and you'll realize it's rarely about strategy. Every loss is a psychological message, a mirror showing how your mind behaves under pressure. Most traders keep tweaking systems, indicators, or timeframes, yet the real variable has always been themselves. When you master that inner dialogue, the voice of fear, greed, hesitation, or hope, the market stops feeling like chaos. It becomes feedback, it becomes clarity. Victor Sperandio once said, the key to trading success is emotional discipline. If intelligence were the key, there would be a lot more people making money. It's not about how much you know, it's about how stable you are when uncertainty hits. You can have the best setup in the world, but if your mind collapses under stress, you'll sabotage yourself before the market even has a chance. Emotional discipline is not cold detachment, it's balanced awareness, the ability to act without letting your impulses hijack your logic. This isn't just theory. A Harvard Medical School study, Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction and Decision Quality, Holzel et al., 2011, found that traders and professionals who practiced mindfulness significantly improved their decision accuracy under pressure. Their secret wasn't predicting outcomes better, it was seeing their reactions sooner. The earlier you notice your emotional drift, the faster you can realign. That's what gives elite traders their calm precision in chaos. They know when their mind is off balance, and they reset before it costs them money. So here's your prep work, a small ritual to strengthen that inner muscle. Step 1. Awareness. After every trade, write down what you felt before, during, and after. Don't judge it, just record it. Step 2. Reflection. After a week, look back and find the pattern. What emotion leads to your worst decisions? What mindset precedes your best? Step 3. Reset. Before your next trade, close your eyes and take 2 minutes of deep breathing. Recenter. Let your mind clear before your hand touches the mouse. Trading isn't a war against the market, it's a conversation with your own mind. Win that and profits will follow naturally. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to like and subscribe to The Trading Psychology, and share it with a friend who's chasing the same clarity in their trading journey, because mastering the market starts by mastering yourself, and that journey begins right here, right now.